All right, family. Little adjustment there. I was in I was in a different chamber. All right, where you at, Jacinta? Let me do this. Make you the co-host. There you are. Welcome, 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 everyone. I had I was in it. I had little tunes going, opening up our space. See, it takes teamwork to make a dream work. Thank you, Jacinta. She said, "Hey, Aka, I think you're in the wrong room." Yes, I was blessing all of our chambers. How y'all flowing, family? How you flowing? Hey, Donna, Charlene, P to the L, Philly.
Good morning. Good to be here.
Yes, welcome, welcome to our sacred circle here. Appreciate you gathering around the fire of love with us. Coming into this very auspicious time. I think every moment is auspicious nowadays. Let me see about brightening these lights up. All right. Let's see. I got my mics on. I'm going to. Here we go. Brighten up a bit. Let me just close this door because we had a little incident. You know, it's one thing about developing areas where there are monkeys that live in the trees. So when people build their houses, invariably they have to cut down a few trees, and that causes the monkeys to lose their path. Imagine your road to your grocery store or get your gas, and somebody digs it up and runs a river through it. But so sometimes the monkeys come across the transformers, the electrical transformers, and it's not a good situation when those two things come together. So I think I'm going to need to close the door because I hear the electric company outside. There are things that they can cover the transformers with so the monkeys don't hurt themselves. And we had an incident over this week, a couple of days ago, where a monkey lost his life, getting in touch with man's way of conducting energy through these wires called electricity. So give me a moment. I'm going to close this door so we won't be too disturbed by the activity. Be right back, family. Okay. All right, here we are, here we are. Yes, blessings, family. Okay. All right, so let's drop into our business at hand. Pause that. Hey, all right, everybody. Coming into this special transforming time into spring. Can you feel it? Can you feel it going on? All right, so let me put that there. Hey, beautiful people. Such a blessing to be with you. All right. So let's drop in. Don, I hope you are still with that vehicle you're in. But it's all right. Do what you can.
I am parked and
Okay.
I'm
in a safe place. So yes, I am safe. Thank you.
Okay, that's helpful to know. Keep yourself safe out there in that world. All right. So let's go ahead and tune in and drop into our topic for today, which is the power of listening and how to access it. Yes, yes, y'all. Okay. So let's cup our hands in front of our throat center, heart center area, bringing the pinkies together and lining up the map of your soul, those lines of your hands. Some people can read the universe in those lines. Closing your eyes and just beginning to have a sense of being still, the way gravity is giving you access to stillness, the doorway into deep listening, stillness, because we are listening with our inner ear rather than the ear that you are using to hear my voice, that ear that you use to hear the voice within. So let's begin activating the awareness that we've been given to listen. Inhaling deeply. Exhale. Inhaling deep as you can. Comfortable as you can, as complete as you can. Hold the breath at the top. Exhale. And as you inhale, begin listening to the sound of the breath. This begins to activate and clear any congestion in the inner ear. Listening to the movement of life force, the vital energy taking care of you. Long, deep breathing. It's very calming, very restorative for your nervous system, and clears out old patterns that have the potential to be self-destructive. Long, deep breathing. Opens up the lungs as you allow the breath to descend into the lower abdomen. Long as you're not on your cycle of pregnant and it's comfortable for you. Squeeze the belly button towards the spine slightly to complete the exhale. Open up the belly. Feel as though it spreads the pelvis bones or pelvic bones. Cup your hands so you can feel the exhale out the nose. Or better yet, inhale through the nose and exhale out the mouth. Feel the air go across the hands, bringing you an awareness of the gift of life. In the nose and out the mouth. In the nose and out the mouth. Feel as though your cupped hands are being filled by the infinite intelligence, knowing exactly what you need. Feel the vital life force that you take in. Is aware of everything you need, and as you exhale out your mouth, you're letting go, and you're also filling your hands with this vibration of life. Now we'll tune in with the sound creation emerged out of the stillness with the sound, A-U-M, Aum. We'll chant the sound all on one breath. We'll take the deep inhale and you'll lift the muscles of the pelvic floor right before we generate the sound ah, feeling it in the bowl of your pelvis, building as you go to the ooh, the U, and lift the navel point long as it's comfortable for you and generate that sound ooh, you, and then feeling the energy complete and rise as it vibrates your heavenly centers. Relaxing the eyes. Let's inhale together. Exhale. We'll inhale to begin. Top of the inhale, lift the muscles of the pelvic floor. Now generate the sound. Play with the pitch. Last one. Inhale deeply. Lift the muscles of the pelvic floor. See if you can continue to hear the vibration as you exhale. Feeling your cupped hands are full of this vital life force. And just take it into your heavenly centers, washing your face clean, washing your eyes clean, your ears clean, nose, mouth. And then land your palms on your heart, feeling this light grow within. See if you can feel the pulse of your heart, this pulse of life. And you can relax your hands down. Little tune in, a little energy tune in. So, the power of listening. I want to share with you just a little story of a moment. And have you ever had those moments where something happened? Maybe it wasn't the most favorable thing that happened. If it was the falling of a big pitcher, a glass pitcher of water onto the floor, or something that was jarring but not quite. You made it through. Have you ever, in retrospect, looked at moments where, man, something was speaking to me about how I could have prevented that situation that took place? You know, looking at these moments as awakening moments when things happen that are not quite in alignment with the way we may want them to. And, you know, you get a glimpse, like, oh, it was speaking to me. So two quick stories, one of not listening and one where I did listen, right? So I was just getting this one light up. I was just arrived here in Costa Rica, and my computer went out. And was trying to get it fixed. We had a photo shoot, and it caused me, with all that movement of needing to get the computer fixed, I didn't empty my backpack, right? I didn't empty my backpack to be for the flow of Costa Rica, which means moving out my passport, moving out my, different areas where I store things as I'm traveling, credit cards and birth certificate, all these little things, right, that are important when you're learning to travel and live internationally. So we had a photo shoot as soon as I landed the next day. Got in touch with the computer man the day I landed. He said, look, bring me a computer. So we were late getting out. I just grabbed my whole computer bag to go out to the photo shoot, attempting to connect with with the computer fix-it man along the way. So missed him at our first location. Then we went to our second location, and it's in an area where it's sketchy, right, on the beach, and we were there to catch sunset. And those elements, sunset, it starts to get dark before you get to the car, and that's when the vultures, if you will, can come out as things come out of the shadows, And so I'm in the photo shoot, and the photographer wants to grab, but wait, back up. Everyone's rushing to catch the sunset. I stand at the car because it has our music equipment in it, and it has my computer bag. And I'm standing there, I'm like, should I grab the computer bag? And then I hear my name being called, and I stand there, and I draw some sacred symbols on it, bioenergy signatures. And, I'm like, okay, y'all, I gotta go. And I didn't grab the computer bag, right? So go do the photo shoot. She wants to get one photo that's on her mind, then bam, we get back to the car. Everything looks cool as I'm looking. I open it up, and the computer bag is gone, right? And I realize how I was distracted by the movements of life, that some of them are not as important as taking care of other things. But in that moment, I was distracted by the success of life. Get your photo shoot, get it for your postcards, for your Instagram, for your this and that. Like the movement of life, there was a distraction with the circumstances of life that are not necessarily connected to the inner workings, meaning taking care of the things that are important, knowing how to prioritize the moment, knowing how to do the things that should come first, like me grabbing the computer bag so it can be in my eyes, right? Because there's more than my computer that's in there, like my passport was in there and all these different things. So I realized, I got a little upset at, because I laid down the bioenergy signatures, I laid down the things I was supposed to do that I heard to do, and then I realized it did work, because our music equipment was left alone. The books I used for this Wednesday Circle was left alone. My wife's purse was left alone. It was only my computer bag. So then there are the lessons to listen to when it comes to things that don't work out. So I want to go into this in this way, where it's not about listening to prevent uncomfortable situations. You got that? It is so that we can be aware of the inner workings that are guiding us. So no matter what takes place in the circumstances of life, we realize that we are being made aware of patterns that need to shift. So that experience woke me up to a lot, because it was a lot of paperwork. I had to get my passport replaced, fly to the capital, do all those things. Let me get these things out of the way so they're not clanking around. All right, so here's a moment where listening literally saved a life. So I've been going through a lot of inner child work, healing from the wounds of mother, not necessarily the personality of mother, but just this thing that happens between our parents and what arises in our family lineage to heal, and what's in our hands to heal, what's in our ability to heal. And I began this healing journey, you know, because I was born into a drama that went on between my mother and father. That was a continuation of the drama that went on between her mother and father and my father's mother and father. All of these things, and now they come to a head when my father's attempting to murder my mother because of his jealousy issues. They fought while I was in the womb. So all of these things I remembered, and I had looked towards them as the reason for whatever suffering I was experiencing. But I realized that I'm responsible for making the choices in my life. I'm responsible for creating my life. So I can blame them or be angry at them or have these unresolved angers that don't know where to go, don't know who to blame. Or I can find ways to transform them. And this is the reason why I really dived into breathing exercises in my yogic training, because it started bringing me the results from the imbalances I was experiencing by carrying around this unresolved anger and resentment that I didn't know was affecting my health and affecting relationships in my own family. So sometimes it took me a while to call my mother because I was still feeling that unresolved resentment. So it was during the month of August, somehow, I woke up from morning practice hearing, anytime I feel the resistance to call my mother and see how she's doing, then change that pattern and walk through the resistance as a call to give love, as a call to end the suffering in our family lineage, as a call to step up as I was given the responsibility to carry on the family medicine lineage. It's an opportunity to step in and walk into that ability, right? So I did. I picked up the phone and called, talking to my mother August 1st last year. We were doing a puzzle, so we were on this property by ourselves, so we came into this house, this little casita where we're staying now, and to do the crossword puzzle with my mother, me and my daughter. Then we had snacks, and we were making snacks and doing all these things. And then all of a sudden, my mother said, "I feel funny. I never felt this feeling before." Then it started to escalate really quickly. Well, I feel like I can't move. And she had her head down on the island in the kitchen. I feel like all the life is coming out of me. And the last thing I heard before we got kind of cut off because of the connection, I feel like I'm going to die. Right? It's like, wow, okay. She's not responding to any of my cues to tap. And, sometimes there's these 2 points that will bring a person back, even if they're about to have a heart attack, sometime connecting these 2 meridians, or if they're going, feel like they're going to faint. So thus the motions started going, get an ambulance, so many things, so many synchronicities. The ambulance, the paramedics got there in 4 minutes, right? Through all the calls and all the things that were going on, and I'm in Costa Rica, 4 minutes. So many miracles unfolded. I'm moving through the story really fast because I want to get to the point of, it was about learning to go through the uncomfortable circumstances to clear the channels, right? That will allow me to listen and be still enough to hear the inspiration and the intuition. And then this is where the power in listening is. It flowers into the willpower. It flowers into the willpower that causes you to respond to the intuition with your ability, rather than the stories that may come that bring an essence of lack. so that doubt creeps in, and then we hesitate, moving into action. So what we're saying is there's these three lovers that can emerge as angels. So we call them lovers in the beginning because we're cultivating a relationship with listening. We're courting them. When we focus on the breath, we're courting them, bringing them into awareness. Now, the mind cannot conjure up intuition, inspiration, and synchronicity. The mind, because those lovers that grow into angels, those lovers that grow into angels are ignited by the moment. They are the essence of true creativity. True creativity is a quantum event. So here's a quantum event taking place. I'm in this moment where I need to leave the bag in the car, or I have an opportunity to take it with me. Which scenario will I choose? This is a new scenario, but there's so many things coming in, social media, what this person said, what that person said, what I need to do next. Oh, I'm in a photo shoot, all of these things. And how do we get the mind in order? We, on a daily basis, have the mind focus on life force, on the vital energies that give us life. We train the mind to be in the moment. When the mind is in the moment, then it is in coherence with other aspects of our system that is always in the moment. Right now, there are cells dividing to create more cells. Mitosis and meiosis are going on. Cell division is happening. Right now, nutrients are being turned into usable constituents that your body needs for its metabolic process that allows you to maintain this body. Right now, you're taking that breath, and that vital energy is going into the cell, being used by these little organelles, which they say are organisms and sentient beings in them in their own right. The mitochondria are taking the energy that you take in as breath, and they're taking that energy and producing such a powerful energy that you can maintain 98.7 degrees in your body, whether it is 50 degrees outside or it is 110 degrees outside. Yeah, the intelligence is being maintained in the moment, the intelligence of life, that is. So there are circumstances going on around us. War, fighting for the forests, fighting for pure, clean waters, fighting for families to be safe, fighting for neighborhoods to be safe from gang violence, fighting for, the balance of people being taken care of by the ravages and the collateral damage of war. Right? There are people out there, just like in the human body, there are T cells and immune cells fighting for you to be healthy in ways that you might not know because you're not experiencing the pain and the discomfort. And this is how easy the distraction can slip in, because sometimes it doesn't cause you the pain or discomfort. It may cause you to seek pleasure unconsciously because of the unconscious discomfort. So when we're talking about the power of listening, it's this inner listening can go beyond any disturbance. It's what Malidoma Somé was talking about, Donna, just in case, in the healing wisdom of Africa. He's saying when there's a disturbance in the physical world, right? When I get that disturbance and I'm standing at the car, I know I need to go the invisible realm. I went part way. I drew the symbols on the car. But if I really listen, I heard, take your backpack with you. I heard it. Then the next thought, oh, it'll be all right. We're just going to go in and out. But I couldn't control the mind of other people, and that's where the distraction starts to come in. What are they going to do? Maybe in my timing, I'd be able to go in and out when I began to felt it, but I had other psyches to interact with. So I'm bringing that up because there are different psyches that we interact with. The psyches of social media, news channels, but what is the real deal that we need to do? Only you know that. So when we're practicing our breathing exercises today, I want you to tune in because we're coming up on the equinox, which is a very powerful time. And the sun is climbing in the horizon, if you will. So the energy, the vital energy of consciousness is building. And you see it. Now we have this escalating energy of awareness around conflict and war. It's bringing awareness of how connected we are through supply chains and energy channels that we need in this society, and how we need to transform the way we use energy in this society so we're not so reliant on these supply chains, which means we tune into the true supply chain so it gives us the intuition, inspiration, and allows the synchronicity to provide what we need in this moment. So we're no longer afraid of not getting things. We now are empowered by our ability to create. Maybe you might get the inspiration to order some seeds. Maybe you might start studying water and water filtration and how to collect water. And that inspiration be something that's dear to you as that favorite treat, or the favorite thing that you may like to do, or the favorite habit that you have, that this deep listening, it's not just a hearing of an instruction or guidance. It is the full action. Something is coming to you through the intuition and inspiration that needs to live through you. And then you allow it to live in you, and you court it, and you love it, and you embody it, and then you allow it to express. This is where we're calling on that deep fulfillment of this moment. The wars that are breaking out, the civil unrest. Look up conflict in the world. Google conflicts in the world, conflict and war in the world, right? And you'll be surprised at what you see. Well, I was. See how you engage that. Just as an awareness of how you have an opportunity to radiate your energy from the place where you are, where this gift of peace is surrounding you. If you're able to hear my voice and we're able to gather around this fire of love, then there is an opportunity in our hands to move into this quantum ability to create with this universe. And if everyone embodies this space as an opportunity to create, then we will see the manifestations unfold and we'll grow more confident. Not because someone else is doing it, but because we have embodied it, we trust in it, and then the miracles can download, and we're cultivating our relationship and love affair with intuition, inspiration, and synchronicity by focusing on our breath and maintaining that vital awareness with the vital functioning of our physiology, our anatomy. This spacesuit that's been given to us is far more powerful than we've been taught about, and that's what's also transforming. If you were to go to the days of Socrates, Plato, and Hippocrates, these times when the Greeks were analyzing the ancient teachings, and then you stepped beyond those teachings, and that's where we are when we're looking at these vital scripts that have been passed on to us from the times before modern science. So let us begin to recover the true vital essence of who we are. So put your hand on your heart. Let's just take a little vow here before we go into our pranayama and flow out with our prayer. of vitality and caregiving and love for our Mother Earth that sets up the conditions for balance and peace. But let's take this vow. We've done it before. Let's just keep doing it. All right. Take a deep inhale and repeat after me. I am pure energy. I am the expression of creativity. And I now allow myself to be guided by my three lovers: intuition, inspiration, and synchronicity. I feed myself and them the vital essence of my breath that I receive from the source of creation. I lovingly allow this process to be as me, one with my source. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you, I love you, I love you. And so it is. Ashe, ashe, ashe. All right. You all right, family? So before we go into this pranayama, remember, the essence of listening, the power of it is ignited when you are focused on the breath and you practice listening to the breath. That is the way to ignite the power of listening that gives birth to intuition, inspiration, and synchronicity. Yes, it's already there, but gives birth to it in your awareness. And it follows you everywhere you go. So no longer will you be at the whim of circumstances in the matrix. You will embody the deep listening, right? The deep listening of creation. So Beautiful Painted Arrow says, and this is from Being in Vibration, inner listeners, or people who are continually listening to life as it is unfolding, are true humans. I'm going to add true energy beings, because they are picking up vibrational messages before the messages become crystallized energy or perpetual forms that can then be articulated by the brain or the mind for our conversation, right? Come on, family. Come on. Sensitivity then is paramount, not just sensitive to others. You know, there's, I think, a more of a Piscean explanation of being empathic, where there's a sense that we're tuned into others and tuned into the world and tuned into our family, and we feel all these things. But the idea of sensitivity now is a sensory awareness to the source of your breath, the source of creation. If you saw The Matrix, it's how sensitivity was when Neo, after being encouraged by the feminine presence of Trinity to rise after being shot, he was able to resurrect into the awareness of ones and zeros, duality. He saw the essence of duality. So when we say sensitivity then is paramount in developing the ability to be a good listener. So we're saying sensitivity to the life force, to the vitality that is coming to take care of you. And I guarantee you, it was a miracle for me to be on the phone when my mother was having her hypertensive event. Her blood pressure shot up to almost 200. When they found her, the paramedics said, the first one, who was more inexperienced, said, she's gone. They found her in that position, holding on to the island. And I was able to get a flight out the next morning, be in the emergency room the next day. What? Miracles. Miracle that I was there when I wanted to sleep in the bed after 10 days, had sleeping in a chair. I laid down in my bed at home and had to go back to the rehabilitation center after leaving the hospital. Give you the last bit of the story, right? The bed felt so good, but the voice said, get up and go to the rehabilitation center. So you're there when she wakes up and prepared for her next day of treatment and therapies. Just so happens, I got there at 12. We talked to about 2. I don't even remember falling asleep. But what woke me up was the movement of her body in some strange way, and she was having a stroke. I was there again, synchronicity, listening. So when we drop into this breath, just really have a sense of connecting with that love of life that was in you, that lives in you, and all of its abilities. I know if you're here in this circle, you got a tremendous ability in this world, and you've come here to fulfill it. You got tremendous gifts. You are extraordinary. You are supernatural. There's nothing oriental about you. There's nothing ordinary about you. There's nothing ordinary about you. So let's begin to hone our mind in and cleanse it. As we come into this spring, I want you to, as a love assignment, hone in on these seeds that you have come to plant. Wintertime is a time of meditation. There's about a month from full moon to full moon where there's a transitionary period where we get a chance to come and be with the earth and realize the shift and change in her energy, when now energies are rising out of her like the sap is rising in the trees. These are creative energies that are going to eventually become fruits and seeds, or flowers, fruits and seeds. And so it's the same for you. There's this energy welling up in you, right? And there are these seeds for you to plant, things that you know you need to change, patterns you know you need to adjust, energies you know you need to manifest, solutions that you know you need to bring into existence. Even if it begins with just you. I'm not saying go out and solve the problems of the war, go take a plane to Libya, or Cameroon, or the Congo and solve the issues of abusing the resources of Mother Earth. Go down to the rainforest and stop, the exploitation of the people and the forest. No, I'm just saying, you know what it is. So as we drop into this meditation, it's going to connect to our vision for peace. And then we're going to have a subtle way of flowing out so that you continue your meditative space and really focus in on the seeds that you've come to plant this spring. Knowing that you're going to work those seeds. You're going to focus on those seeds, right? And you're going to work them in the summertime. And you're going to harvest in the fall. Okay. Everybody all right? You good? Somebody let me know. Okay. Hey, I forgot I had a visual. Sweet. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So there is a breathing practice that is very essential There are few that have been given, at least in the yogic texts, that are really, really essential for clearing these central channels that are very important to keep clear, so your thoughts stay away from attaching to patterns that are disturbing or disruptive versus aligning and awakening the energy awareness of balance and harmony and love and peace, clearing for the lovers to be with you and express through you intuition, inspiration, and synchronicity. So these three channels are your main central nerve channel, and that's why we do our spinal flexes, right? So we'll do just a few for a few seconds, not long, just to bring awareness of the central nerve channel, right? They call it the Shushmana or Shushumna in the yogic texts. And then there are two channels that run on either side of the spine that crisscross in a spiral. If you know the symbol of the medical establishment, the snake going up the staff, the way the snakes go up, they represent the two channels that terminate in the left, the Ida, and the right, the Pingala. So they weave up the spine and then they terminate in these channels. So we're going to do some alternate nose breathing. This breath is said to be one of the most powerful to clear these channels, so your thoughts are in alignment with your soul, with the frequency of your being. So the busyness, you can be aware of it, just like you can look at a highway and know, okay, I'm not going to cross there, I'm going to go over to the overcrossing, right? So you can see the busyness of the highway, but you're not going to try to walk into it and control it. No, there's ways to go around it, and this is one of the ways to rise frequency-wise above it. Frequency-wise, you rise above it with this breath. So in doing this breath, if you have a deviated septum, if you have any congestion, what you do is imagine that you're breathing in the left, exhaling right, inhale right, exhaling left. Now, for those that want to do the alternate nose breathing, we're going to have this position. But first we're going to warm up. We're going to warm up the central spine, just a few rocking of the pelvis, and then we'll bring in our alternate nose breathing. Our alternate nose breathing is going to take us into our meditation on clean water and the children bathing in the clean water, which is the foundation of our projecting peace out into the world. There's an inspiration that came, not necessarily it is to want something to stop, but what is at the root that will begin to establish a condition that won't allow that thing to happen. And so the inspiration that came to me is having the feeling and the joy of children playing in clean water, right? Being nourished by that water. So that always begins our meditation on peace. And then we're going to gently flow out with a prayer so that you can continue to focus on what seeds you are going to plant in spring. That may look like continuing an education that you know you need to continue, to take a training you know you need to continue, to take care of yourself in ways you know you need to take care of. Maybe that might be to take an online course, to take on learning about your body. There's something you know what it is. Maybe it's working on a relationship in your family. Right? That's also a way to work on world peace. I believe the family is at the root of world peace. If the families are at peace, right, then how can we have a need to violate someone else? I believe everyone wants their children to be loved. You have to be from another planet. But if you come from this energy of Earth and other planets that are like this, where harmony is going on in nature, balance is being expressed, then you know the seeds you need to plant. to establish those conditions of balance, peace, love, so they can express freely in your life. You can feel, blessed to have this body, right? Okay, so that's our flow. Place your hands on your knees, the spine becomes straight. Even if in your car, maybe you position your spine in such a way where you can rock your pelvis. We're just going to rock our pelvis for a few seconds just to open it up. Deepen the breath. So we rock so the pelvis comes forward, and then you rock back so you feel your tailbone and the opening of the sacrum, stretching of the lower spine. Rock forward, you feel the squeezing of the muscles in the sacrum. Rock back, you should feel the muscles around the sacrum stretch. All right, inhaling deeply as you rock forward. Exhale deeply as you rock back. Remember, if you're on your cycle of pregnant, breathe gently and rock in a way that's comfortable for you. Rocking the pelvis, flexing the spine. This activates the energy in the bowl of your pelvis, right? This Kundalini energy, but as well opening up the flow of that infinite potential energy that rests at your tailbone. Last few seconds, feel a sense of filling with that air and letting it out briskly. Now inhale, nice and tall. Hold that breath. Lift the muscles of the pelvic floor. Sip a little air. And exhale out the mouth. Beautiful. And just settle into you looking at just a minute of activating your central nerve channel. What it can do for your awareness. Sweet. Okay. All right. So now we're going to tuck in our index finger and middle finger into the mound of the thumb of the right hand. The left hand will be in the position of knowledge, active position. So the thumb goes over the nail of the index finger. So there's some tension in that connection. Palms will face up on your lap. We're going to be using the ring finger and the thumb. So we're going to close the right nostril. Inhale through the left. Now, before we start, if you are imagining the movement of energy through the nostrils as I guide it, then you have both hands on your lap in Gyan Mudra. Okay, so for those that are using the hand, close the right nostril with the thumb, inhale through the left. Close the left with the ring finger, exhale out the right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Begin listening to the sound of the breath, hearing it inside. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. And last inhale, right. Hold at the top. Let your right hand come down. You can put it in Gyan Mudra. Hold the breath. Gyan Mudra is thumb and index finger touching in an active Gyan Mudra. Exhale through both nostrils. And allow the breath to be relaxed. We're going to move into the second phase of this pranayama, where we deepen the activity of listening. So I'm going to chant a mantra, a seed mantra, that flows through the infinite origin of life, into the existence of life, into the death or transformation of life, into the rebirth of life. Sa, infinite. Ta, life. Na, transformation. Ma, rebirth. Okay? So, I will be chanting as you inhale. Satanama, Satanama, Satanama. And you allow your breath to be the length of the mantra. You will be saying the mantra inside to yourself. Okay? And I'll do it for each stroke. Okay. Close the right nostril. Inhale. Satanama, Satanama, Satanama. Close the left. Exhale right. Satanama, Satanama, Satanama. Inhale right. Satanama, Satanama, Satanama. Close the right. Exhale left. Satanama, Satanama, Satanama. Inhale left. Satanama, Satanama, Satanama. Exhale right. Satanama, Satanama, Satanama. Inhale right. Satanama, Satanama, Satanama. Exhale left. Satanama, Satanama, Satanama. Last inhale left. Satanama, Satanama, Satanama. Exhale right. Satanama, Satanama, Satanama. Last inhale right. Satanama, Satanama, Satanama. Hold the breath at the top. Drop the right hand down. Bring it into Gyan Mudra. Exhale through the mouth. And just inhale and exhale through the nose. And continue to hear the mantra. Maybe you might do 1 cycle or 2 cycles. There's a powerful way to balance the nervous system. And in balancing the nervous system, we balance the way energy flows through the body. And by doing that, the flow of energy in will balance with the flow of energy out. And health, peace, well-being, strength, intuition, inspiration, and synchronicity have the platform with which to reveal itself to you. That listening, the power is in the breath. The listening will give you access to your infinite creative potential and the guides and the lovers and the angels that are there. Intuition, inspiration, and synchronicity. I hope I've said those beings enough. I hope I've spoken about them enough for it to be at the forefront of our mind. So I really am encouraging you to stay in this meditative space, maybe even deepen more into the pranayama, nadi shodhana, alternate nose breathing. And write down those seeds you know you need to plant for spring, ones that you're going to focus on in your garden of life. Yeah? Okay, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. If you have any burning questions about the assignment, I'm going to put down my email. We're going to have a special workshop early spring, so stay tuned for that. There were so many movements to do it for the equinox because we have that retreat coming up this weekend. So next week, I'll be sending you a recorded Wednesday circle. It'll be pre-recorded, okay? Because we'll be in the middle of the retreat. Anything else I need to say? I don't want to say too much. I'll send you an email if there's more I need to talk about. I want you to stay in this meditative space, maybe deepen into it with some more breathing or some chanting. You can also chant out loud if you want to after you do the internal listening. The internal listening is to activate the power that is present within you. Okay, I think I said everything. I need to send this to you. All right. I think that's it, family. I want to respect your time. We're at 34 of the hour. So let's pray out and into our vision. Thank you, Creator. Thank you for gathering these hearts together around this fire of love. Thank you for transforming the limitations of our mind and allowing it to merge with that supreme consciousness of love that you feed us with, called the breath. Thank you for gathering us in this way as a community of love. Thank you for the miracles that show up, and thank you for the ability to continue counting them. Thank you. Thank you for this time together. And we really feel the deep gratitude and love for this feeling of seeing all children with the ability to be nourished by clean, vital waters, able to play in the waters because they are flowing so abundantly. And they're able to be taken care of with these waters, washed clean by hands of love from their caregivers. That they live in sanctuaries that allow them to grow mentally, physically, and spiritually, igniting in them the inspiration, the intuition, and the synchronicity that brings your ideas to life, our ideas to life, so that it may flow in an abundant way, where we no longer need to violate another's space, that we come together to think right, do good, and create beauty. Thank you for these families that surround the children that are able to bathe and be nourished and play in the beautiful crystal clear waters. We feel the life of water. We feel it flowing through us, its vital essence. As we smile, we feed it everything it needs through our connection to bring the ability to establish that experience of balance in the psyche of Mother Earth that manifests the energy of peace, care, and love and well-being, igniting solutions for the problems we face as a human family, as an energy family come to Mother Earth. We thank you for this. We thank you for this feeling, this experience. We love you, we love you, we love you. And we send this out from our heart with the vibration of your name. Om. 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 We lovingly allow our vibration to be. Sadnam. Home Natakwase for all our relations. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. So it is. Uncle Jadsaneb, health, wealth, and vitality to life. Right, beautiful family. Spread it around. Invite those who you may know that want to come. I know a lot of people express they're working and involved in the matrix of life. So we'll hold this space and stay tuned for time when we can gather in an immersion. All right. Keep shining, Wednesday family. Keep shining. Oh, I'm a mirror for you. You're a mirror for me. Love y'all. Love you, love you. Thank you for being here and for your energy radiating out. The ancestors are so happy. Let's just keep seeing that joy of life. All right, family. One love.